Hey, cinema peeps. Tonight's the night.
Tonight is the night. I've got my Dexter shirt on.
Oh, damn.
I won't demonstrate right now, but you know, he pulls the shirt on.
I literally thought like Simba. I was like, nah, I got Wolverine.
No logos, but like, you know, when he in the intro when he like pulls the shirt over his head. Yeah.
It's interesting how these new series, they don't have intros anymore.
I mean, they did one for the original Sin. But it was kind of corny.
We're not talking about
that one out.
We're not talking about that one.
Yeah, this one doesn't have much of a intro title sequence.
Yeah, like I mean, they have like the title, and then same with New Blood, where it had like the kind of like the quick snippets of like what to kind of see in the episode.
Yeah.
But again, I wouldn't say that's a title sequence. Just kind of like a little taste, a little. See what you
Yeah. I mean, they go all out with the credits. That's for sure.
Yeah.
At the end.
Fucking cool.
Yeah.
And which, of course, the thing skips automatically, and I'm like,
oh,
like
worst.
Rude. Sorry. Hi, cinema peeps. Obviously, it's all about
We're
Dexter
really
today.
excited. Can you tell?
My goodness. As if we haven't been talking about this for months and months and months on end. I unfortunately was away, so I did not. So I was very behind. I think I was at least I was 3 episodes behind by the time I got home, and then I had a tough time getting my shit together. So Kaylee got her shit together.
Oh, Kaylee got her shit together. Woo!
And I've now caught up on Dexter Resurrection.
Woo! Hell yeah.
Thank you. And like I said, I was trying to avoid spoilers like the plague. I was literally like chopping every ad I saw.
Swipe.
I was like,
swipe.
No,
not interested. Not interested.
I'm like, don't do this to me. But yes, today is all about Resurrection, and is this 6 episodes that are out now? 6-ish?
6 or 7, I think.
7?
Let's
already
do a
blacked
quick
out
look.
and forgot. But yeah, basically just to say, we are covering about 6 episodes worth of Dexter. If you don't want any spoilers, sorry. This will not be the play. This is our impressions of the series, plus, like, you know, everything Dexter related. So we'll try our best, but I think we're going to be spoiling things like crazy.
You are correct. 6 episodes. The 7th episode comes out this Friday.
Nice. As of recording this episode.
Yes.
But yeah, so let's dive in. Yeah, as we said, we've been talking about it for months, and most of our responses are, what the fuck is going on? Like, what is happening?
Well,
what's the dates?
with the whole like thing around Original Sin, there was a lot of like, you know, hype and news and like whispers about this Resurrection show. And as we kind of figured, Original Sin was kind of supposed to be the thing that tied everybody over, like the appetizer until Resurrection was, you know, available to watch. So we, as you probably heard us say on the podcast, we had our doubts. We were very hesitant of what was going to happen in this new series, especially as Kaylee mentioned, especially with all the posts that we were seeing. We were not sure.
It's all led up to this.
Yes.
So I guess I'll pass it off to you. What are your first impressions, Kendra?
Well, I must say, going into it, again, having had watched Original Sin, I was kind of like, okay, like, part of me was kind of like bracing for the cringe, but part of me was also like, no, I'm going to try to like be really open-minded, because this is technically the continuation from New Blood.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. And so, yeah, I watched the first episode, and at the beginning I was kind of like, okay, so just kind of getting a feel for everything, trying to refresh my memory of like what was going on, and then I thought it was great. I was like, wow, like, and the fact that I didn't even have to think about it until the whole episode was done said a lot to me. I was fully engaged the whole time in this episode. I felt like throughout Original Sin, I was like taken out of it so many times. I was cringing a lot. I was kind of like, what's happening here? Like, I was doing too much brain power to try to like connect all the dots with everything and being like, what is this? Why are they doing that? Like, But this one, I was just like fully engaged with it. I was like, this is awesome. And the fact that they released 2 episodes during the premiere was perfect. So I was like, let's dive right into the next episode. I'm ready. So yeah.
Hells yeah. I know for me, I think kind of like you, where you're just like, I'm bracing myself. That was pretty much me. I was like, okay, let's hold on tight. What the fuck's going on?
Right.
But like, again, with kind of like, I think we made this comment. I mean, it's been a while since I've watched New Blood. But I mean, we did talk about the podcast, but I remember, I think I maybe made this comment too when we did the New Blood podcast, was that like how much of a slow burner it was.
Yeah.
So like that first episode where it just felt like it was taking its time. It wasn't rushing anything, you know, but like it hit the correct story beats, and like I could even feel myself just like slowly like not like on tense, like not being as tense. So I was like, okay, here we go. And again, as we were kind of just chatting before, how it didn't really have like a title sequence, but like it has like the little snippets of like, oh, here's what you're gonna enjoy.
Yeah.
And yeah, the end credits where I was like, okay, yeah, this is, and I think it's made by the same person who was the creator head of New Blood too.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So I was like, okay, maybe. But I'm not gonna lie. Each time I'm still a little guarded, just cause it was quite a while before we actually got to meet all the other serial killers.
Yes.
I don't think we got to meet until like episode 4.
Yeah,
maybe 5.
Which personally I liked, because I felt like if they had introduced them too early, it would have taken away from Dexter, because this show is about Dexter, like,
yeah,
duh, you know, but but I think the fact that also it's been such a long like gap between obviously the original series and then with New Blood, I'm not counting Original Sin because it really didn't have anything to do with the whole like canon timeline or whatever.
Wow.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. I thought it was good that they kept most of it focused on Dexter for the first 3 episodes, and Harrison, yeah, because I think that's what we needed to see, and especially because the biggest like head scratcher for everybody was like, is like, clearly Dexter's not dead, so what happened there, and what are we in for, kind of thing, right? So taking that time for the first 3 episodes to explain that and kind of establish his grounds again and be like, okay, Dexter's back, you know, back to his old ways, here we go, here's his thing, and then we kind of go, okay, so here's what he's in store for now we're gonna move into the storyline. Like, I thought that was good.
And again, I was still bracing myself because, again, like, I was like, if we meet all these, like, it could be so fucking corny, you know, so I was still bracing myself. So then we were introduced then to Charlie, who's Uma Thurman's character. And then we're introduced to, I don't even remember his character. I just know him as Peter Dinklage forever. Like,
Prater is his character.
Prater, yeah. We're introduced to him and how he's just kind of like a super fan, I guess, of serial killers. And oh my god, the scene with all the memorabilia was just like, I thought was so funny.
So funny.
I was like, that's so great. Although I did enjoy his laugh. He was like, tee. I was like, oh my god. I was like, all right, you got me sold now. You got me sold.
Right.
And then we started meeting everybody, and like, I thought everyone did good. You know, like we meet Neil Patrick Harris again. I don't know, like, does the show just hate, like, does the hair department, are they like, do you hate them? Like, what is happening?
I get the impression that maybe they were just trying to take inspiration from like real life serial killers, because I know there's like a couple that kind of have a similar look to him, where they're like the Ted Bundys, and like there's another guy, Rodriguez, I think his name is, or something.
Oh yeah, that's a good, yeah, okay.
You know, they're kind of like that suave kind of, like, I think that's what they were trying to embody, because then like Eric Stone Street's character looks a little more Jeffrey Dahmer-ish, you know, like looks wise and stuff. But
oh god, he's so funny though. I love him.
He is, I know.
I love him. I do miss, because everyone was memeing when he was introduced as a character on the show. They're like, oh, he should be a clown killer for sure, because of his relation because he played Cam on Modern Family.
Yeah, and he was
big into clowns. So, but I do like this idea. He's like, guys, we're gonna go on tours. He's like, this is my family, and you're just like, oh my god, so funny,
right?
Yeah, and then you meet
Lady Vengeance.
Christine Ritter's character,
Yeah.
and then I don't remember just the Gemini killer. I can't think of his actor name.
He's got a very like crazy last name to pronounce. I can't remember how you pronounce it, but he was in Suicide Squad and like a bunch of
Suicide Squad.
The Suicide Squad, yes.
Because that's fucking important. Lame. Anyway, but yeah. So what was introduced to everybody? I was like, this still could be like super corny. But I mean, for the most part, I was like, okay, cool. But I
wanted
Dexter,
to give them a chance to see what was gonna happen. Yeah.
But really, I'm actually more interested about Peter Dinklage's character.
Agreed.
And not to go off too far off of tangent, but I've been trying to finish. I'm not quite done yet, but I've been reading the second to last Dexter book, Dexter: The Final Cut, where he has to help be like a consultant for like a movie set.
Nice.
Which is really funny. But he meets this character. His name is Randy. And he's a comedian who's supposed to play a lab tech in the fictional show. And Dexter describes when he first meets him, he actually sees almost like his own like dark passenger inside this guy's eyes, and it kind of freaks him out a little bit because he's like, what? Because the only time he ever sees people is usually when they're killers, or he sees it in Dokes too, but that's because he like kills. He was in the military and he killed a lot of people.
Right.
So having this like darkness, like he can see it behind people's eyes. So like that's like when he was meeting, what's his name? Peter Dinklage's character. Crater. And he goes, God, this guy's fucking like, he's like first time he's like, fuck, he's like, sometimes when I meet people like this guy's just fucking crazy. And I'm like, God, I wish we could have the context. Like, does he have like his own little dark passenger, or is he just super fascinated?
Yeah.
With serial killers. And again, you see him doing his interviews. He's like a huge philanthropist. What's that? Philanthropist?
Philanthropist?
That's a hard word. Hard word.
Oh God.
I know. I'm sorry. I fucked everyone up. Anyway, the man has a lot of money, and he was doing an interview for like, I lived in he was an orphanage, and he paid off the childhood home that he was in because his parents died in a car crash. And, the interviewer was like, wow, like, this should be really interesting. We should, like, talk about it. And he goes, no, I don't want to talk about myself. I just want to focus on the charity. She goes, you're just, all these wonderful things. But I'm like, I do wonder. I'm like, what? Like, I wonder about that.
Yeah.
Because, like, to me, that gave the impression of, like, he doesn't want to show too much of himself. But at the same time, he's obviously a little bit obsessed with himself because he was watching the interview later.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I'm sure if we did interviews, we'd probably watch ourselves. But he, like, I don't know, he took a lot of joy watching himself on screen. Whereas, like, I feel like if I was watching, I'd be like, did I look stupid? Did I look really stupid?
Right, yeah.
Probably when I edit these podcasts, I'm like, do I look stupid? Every time I'm editing, I'm like, God, do I look stupid? So I'm very interested with his character. Not to say, Charlie, Uma Thurman's character is not interesting, but I feel like we've seen characters like her where she's just like, to me, she's the mercenary type.
Yeah, she's like the Alfred to the Batman kind of thing.
Yeah. She's just like, I do this for money, and obviously she has her dying mom, and she's obviously telling her mom lies because obviously what she does is not pretty or exactly good, but she's telling her mom this lie as she is dying from cancer, so obviously she's just getting the money to keep her mom alive. But I mean, she could surprise us later, but like, to me, I'm like, okay, you're the mercenary, that's about it.
Yeah.
Although, God, the ending of the last episode, oh my God, this is one of those times again, I'm like, I'm just stupid. So Dexter goes after the Gemini killer in the group, and he falls into this bookstore, and the Gemini killer leaves a bookmark that says 8 p.m.
Yeah, it's a note for someone.
Book.
Yeah.
Yes. So Dexter's like, talking about it. He's like, I wonder who he's meeting. And then he kind of has to end up doing an impromptu kill at his basement suite apartment.
Yeah, because the Gemini killer found out that he snooped on him and saw the note.
And God, he is so full of himself.
Right?
Such a good scene.
Oh my God, the scene where, with the gin and stuff.
Yeah.
And he like does the whole swap and everything, and then he ends up being like passing out, and Dexter's just like, I'm like, oh, Dexter, yes.
He's like, God, I'm feeling myself and I'm feeling good.
Yeah, I'm like, yeah, that's awesome. That was such a good scene.
But, like, up to that point, I was actually wondering, because he keeps being like, oh, I'm on the FBI's most wanted. Like, I'm so important. But I was even wondering that notebook, I'm like, is he actually maybe talking to somebody through the FBI, maybe? To turn on him, maybe? But then, no. The reveal we got was, and I mean, again, it should have made sense. Gemini Killer, twins. He has an identical twin.
Yeah.
Who walks up to the plane, and Dexter's face of just like, and just like this realization that washes over him. He's like, oh, fuck. Like, Gemini. Yeah. Of course. But, I mean, that's where we left off for now. So, obviously, we don't know, from at least the impression I got is Crater and the rest of them don't know there's two of them.
Supposedly, yes.
Right. Up to this point, though.
Up to this point, yeah.
You know, because, I mean, there was only, as us as the audience, we only ever saw one of them attend the first meeting that Dexter kind of infiltrates. But, yeah. So, again, that's where I felt a little silly. I was like, I should have caught that. But I was like, yeah, he could be working with the FBI. That could be fucking dope.
Right, yeah.
But... alas, no. There was just another one of them.
But that was a pretty cool reveal. I'm like, ooh, this is gonna get interesting.
And Dexter just thinking, fuck.
Yeah, it's like, how did I not know? Or how did I not put it together?
Right.
Yeah. I will say, like, I have a couple notes on the whole, like, serial killer club.
Ooh, okay.
Well, okay, no offense to Neil Patrick Harris, but I was kind of glad that he was one of the first ones gone. I don't know if it's just because of the characters I've seen him play in the past. Not that he's not a good actor. It's just, I just felt his character was, I don't know, it just seemed too corny to me. So I'm glad they kind of killed him off first off, because I just couldn't take him seriously as a serial killer.
Get him out of here.
Right? So, yeah, I'm glad that they kind of got rid of him. And I think, Kristen Ritter did an okay job. She wasn't horrible, but I think I'm more excited to see what happens with Eric Stone Street and obviously the Gemini Killer. I don't know, their storylines seem more intriguing to me than the other two, so that was just my biggest note. Was I'm like, I'm kind of glad that they are out of the way for now, but also on top of that, like, I know we kind of talked about it before the show started. How do you feel about the fact that it's all like big A-list celebrities playing these guys? Would you have preferred it to be no-name actors playing these guys, or are you kind of okay with the big A-list celebrities?
That's a good question.
Right?
I mean, because I think I made the comment earlier this year that really, when they were announcing all these people, I was like, to me, Kristen Ritter's character was the only one to me that would fit in Dexter's world. And I did enjoy her, and I did like the kind of the turn at the bar where she was just like, I just like killing people. And
yeah, that was cool.
Like,
yeah.
Book. I thought that reveal was really fun. Yeah, I don't know.
It's kind of hard to say because we're still like right in the thick of it. So
yeah,
we want to see what happens. But like part of me also feels like too, again, because I know all these people from different things, it just it almost takes you out of it a little bit, because I mean, throughout the rest of the Dexter series, it's only like, it hasn't really been huge A-list celebrities. I think maybe like John Lithgow was probably one of the more famous ones for like a serial killer in the series. But yeah, I don't know. I wondered if that was distracting to you at all.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Again, not that Dexter needs more eyes, but I think it is a way for people to be like, oh, I want to see this person in this show. I'm like, okay. Again, maybe not the best show, because again, you kind of need the 8 seasons of previous Dexter and be familiar with New Blood. You can't just jump into this show just being like, well, let's have fun,
Right.
But I really like Eric Stone Street's character a lot. I think especially because when they were doing the show and tell performance, like he did a lot of subtle, just kind of like, like really biting his teeth, like you saw like the little moments where you're like, oh yeah, he's he's a bad guy,
Mm-hmm.
but then still has this like lovely like fatherly
Bubbly
image.
personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I really liked. But no, so far it doesn't really bother me too much.
Cool. Nice.
Too much. Again, I was also worried about Peter Dinklage's character, but the second he did this little tiki, I was like, all right, I'm in. I'm in. You got me.
Like, I'm really interested to see, I'm more invested in his character for sure, and Uma Thurman's, and yeah, like I said, the Gemini Killer and Eric Stonestreet, but yeah, I just, because you wonder, like, sometimes if you put too many celebrities into one thing, it dilutes it a little bit, right?
True, but I'm wondering that's why, because again, I think it's still a bit of a slow burner, the show, but like I was surprised at like how fast like he already had killed Neil Patrick Harris and already like got Kristen Ritter kind of out of the way, you know. So I think it's maybe good that we're kind of getting like really small highlights of each of them, and then Dexter takes them out.
That's true. Yeah,
when he needs to.
Yep.
You know, so then it doesn't feel like it's really bogged down. I really like the family he's like kind of living with. I really enjoy oh fuck, what's his name now? God, I'm blanking out.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, I can't think of it. But he's Dexter meets this Uber driver who's like really nice, and he's like, "Here, come hang out with my family." And Dexter's like so excited because he, again, even in the books, like he's a big foodie, so like he was so happy to have grandma's cooking. He was like, this is so good. But his friend kind of helps him find a nice place to stay under like the basement suite underneath their house, and helps him become like essentially an Uber driver.
Yeah, it helps him get a job.
And Dexter's like first day on the job doesn't go super well, and he goes, "Dexter!" He's like, "Oh my god!" He's like, "This is unacceptable. We have to solve this problem."
Yeah.
But even he had a little reveal of like maybe him having like a little bit of a dark past. Because the last episode his grandma unfortunately passes, so they have this wake for her, but it's more of like, as he says, like a celebration of her life. But he gets very snippy with his future son-in-law. Because I think because his daughter Joyce, it's her boyfriend. I think they're I think they were just
engaged, I think, or something. Yeah.
Are they? Okay.
Yeah, I think so.
So he gets very snippy with the fiance, you know, but then he kind of talks to Dexter. He goes, "Oh, I'm really sorry. Like, I shouldn't have done that." And kind of talks about, he's like, "My grandma was my whole world, you know," and having like this darkness inside of him too. So I'm like, that could be interesting. What do you think of the New York detectives?
I think they're kind of entertaining. Like, at first I wasn't sure what they were like, where they were going with this like lead investigator. Yeah. But I kind of like her style. Like her whole shtick is kind of interesting, and how she's got like, she can pick up on things, and I like how she has like the certain music that she listens to concentrate.
The music in the show I've been enjoying a lot.
It's been not bad. I know that we had a nitpick about it for Original Sin because we were so used to like the Cuban music, but this wasn't as distracting as that, I feel like.
Because it just fits with the setting.
It does, yeah, that's true.
And again, like you're saying, like the first episode, like Harrison like puts in like his ear pods, and then we're kind of like slowly introduced to like music, and again with the detective having her headphones on. Yeah, you know?
Exactly.
It feels better incorporated.
Yeah, it makes more sense, and it's not just like randomly thrown in there and you're like, whoa.
Right.
But yeah, no, I like that. I like, to me it seems like there's a lot of good storylines going on simultaneously. That's enough to keep you engaged. Like, the stuff between Dexter and the serial killer club, the stuff between Dexter and his son, trying to, like, you know, reconnect that bond. We've got, like, Harrison and his, like, friend from the hotel that seems to be, like, a little bit of a budding romance there. We've got Harrison and the cops, like, you know, they're kind of onto him for the fact that he killed that guy. And then we got Angel coming in with the detectives, and he's kind of like pressing in on it, so it's like everything's kind of like slowly infiltrating in on one another, and it's really interesting.
Right. I love her a lot, the detective, especially when Angel was talking to her and she goes, "I must inform you, this makes no sense." Oh my god, it's just so funny.
Right.
I will say I am really worried about Angel. I'm really worried.
Oh really?
Because I mean, the history of the show has shown anyone who kind of looks into Dexter's past, unfortunately,
gets
if you get too close, gets the axe.
Yep.
So I'm very worried about Angel. I'm like, oh god, no, I don't think I can handle that.
Right? I know.
So we'll have to see how it goes, but yeah, I'm worried about the future of Angel for sure. I'm like, oh boy, like,
Right?
this is.
But I'm glad that they're like he's clearly the tie to Dexter's past. So I like that they're keeping him in it and keeping him active and like keeping that tie to Miami and his like whole like past and everything. It's very much still incorporated into everything else, which is nice. And even all the stuff with Harry's been really good too. Like I'm glad that we're getting glimpses of Harry again and his like voice of reason. And part of me also wants to know if, because I know, I think this last episode especially, they mentioned Deb quite a few times. But I wonder if we're going to get an appearance of her at some point soon.
Maybe. Although speaking on that note, I did, again, from all the fucking things I've been having to karate chop, I did stumble upon somebody, I think it was on a Dexter fan page.
Okay.
Was, talking about Harry kind of being back. And he was, and again, this is a complete stranger on the internet. I don't know. This obviously might not be opinion shared by everybody, but he was saying how much he was like, oh yeah, like Deb sucked in New Blood. And I was like, I'm sorry. Like, I haven't seen New Blood in a hot minute. I'm like, what the fuck?
I thought she was fine.
I was like, she was phenomenal.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, Harry's just so much better. And he's like, look how good he looks. I'm like, if this is an age thing, I'm gonna slap that. I'm gonna find that person and slap them. But like, to me, it just makes more sense. Like, Deb made sense to me in New Blood because Dexter was living with the guilt.
Yes.
All of the things he did wrong.
Absolutely.
And like, Deb was like a big part of that. Whereas like now in this new season, Dexter's trying to navigate his relationship with his son more. Whereas like he definitely like was kind of pushing him away in New Blood and like tried to bring him in, but like it didn't work. So now he like having Harry help him reconnect with his son makes more sense.
It does, yeah.
Again, I think it'd be great that Deb would make an appearance, but I think with kind of where the story's going, she might not be included, which kind of sucks.
Right. I guess it depends on how they play it out. Like, the thing that seems most appropriate to me would be, like, if Dexter's still, like, experiencing a lot of guilt and needs some sort of closure for Deb. And, I mean, obviously, we've seen her in New Blood and stuff like that. But, yeah, like, it'd be kind of interesting if he just kind of got this, like, final closure and we see her in that moment. Like, that would make the most sense to me.
But I mean, here's hoping. I'm always hoping for Jennifer Carpenter.
Right?
Actually,
There's been so many cameos so far. Like we had Trinity, we had Quinn, we had Masuka. Like we've had so
too.
many like cameos so far. So it would be nice if Deb could be a part of that as well.
Even Rita too.
Yes, that's true. Yep.
Because they obviously just kind of had a
clip of her
look-alike in the tub, but like here's hoping. Hoping. But yeah, like. I'll have a little bit of humble pie, you know. I'll eat a little bit of humble pie for the way I was talking about the show. But, you know, we still have some more episodes to go, so it really kind of depends how this show ends.
Yeah.
Now, again, I kept seeing things online of people being like, oh yeah, it's been renewed for another 2 seasons. And I'm like, okay. It feels like what they've been doing lately, which is a little, like, I find it a little weird, where they're like, this is New Blood. This is Original Sin. This is Resurrection. Like, they are continuations of each thing, but they're almost like weird, separate things. So, to me, it'd be weird if it got more seasons.
Yeah.
Under Resurrection. Sorry to be specific.
Yes.
But I know, and again, maybe, I don't know. There's too much information being fed to me on the internet that I don't know what is. I don't have time to vet all this information, people. You know, but some people were saying, but I think it was like an out of context clip of Michael C. Hall talking about how he would love to play the character forever, basically. And they're like, it's always going to happen. It's like, you don't know that. You don't know.
You don't know that. Grant Gustin said he'd love to play the Flash on James Gunn's DC universe. Doesn't mean it's gonna happen. Right. We'd love it to happen. I want to manifest that it'll happen.
Always been like, hey, I'll come back and play Arrow for like an even more darker series. You know?
Yeah.
So time will tell. Time will tell.
Right.
But yeah, like I said, I think my biggest worries right now is Angel. I'm like, buddy, please, please, don't die. Just
Yeah.
please don't die. I also want to touch. I know we kind of talked about this. I think when Original Sin, like we were, talking, figure out Original Sin, how we talked about how we wanted something for like Harrison having to deal with the guilt after New Blood, and I
Yep.
feel like they're satisfying. I think the thing we were talking about,
Definitely.
like I think it's in the second episode he keeps seeing like the guy's bloody face, and it's like, oh god.
Mhm.
And Harrison's like trying to cope with it, and I was like,
Yeah.
this is what we wanted. Like,
Well,
this
I
is
kind of like that
wonderful.
there's this little like, does he have it? Doesn't he have it?
Mhm.
Like, because he keeps having these like moments, and then he obviously confronts Dexter about it, and Dexter's like, no, like what you're experiencing after those is normal. You're okay. You don't have anything to worry about, kind of thing. But yet we're still kind of seeing, like, maybe we don't know. So that's kind of cool to see as well. Like, is he gonna end up becoming like his dad, or is he gonna fight it, kind of thing, right?
Right, and right now Dexter's like, I'm not gonna mold him. I'm just gonna work with him.
Yeah.
Because I want him in my life. A big emphasis on family. And I think even some of the other character storylines reflect that in the show. Again, with his landlord's family, Harrison with his like love interest, just talking about family. It's a big pull in this season for sure.
Definitely, yeah.
So, and I mean, if that's the case, then maybe there's more to got his name for a third time, but Peter Dinklage's family. Maybe there's something about that.
Yeah, true.
Since there is a big theme about family, so. But we will have to see. So, like I said, I will eat a sliver of humble pie for now.
Yes.
But there are still 4 episodes. We could derail very quickly.
Well, honestly, just because of the fact of like this is coming off the heels of Original Sin, and we were like, if this is what it's like, oh, what are we in store for? I'm happy that they're sticking to the original, like they're honoring the series by keeping it very much in the same vibe, same tone, same, like it's good. Clearly the Original Sin thing was just kind of like a fun extra side quest for the world to kind of like be like, oh, here's an alternate retelling in a way, right?
Although they did reference it in the show with the tiny flashback, and I was like,
did.
all right, good for something, I guess.
Yeah.
Although I did like that montage of Dokes. Motherfucker, ugly motherfucker, motherfucker. I was like, oh, fucking love.
Yeah, when he like pulls the curtain and it's just like, surprise, motherfucker. I'm like, yes.
He was saving that up. He was like,
oh yeah.
My time's now.
Like, after all these years, here we go.
Like, I'm ready. So, I have a new theory about Original Sin.
Okay.
I think just because I've been seeing it a lot lately, I wonder if they had to do like not a picture, like, how some movies do, like you have to do like a picture deal, like some actors have to do like, oh, you have to do 3 pictures with this certain company. I wonder if they're like, because it looks like, I think they're both on Paramount. I wonder if they had to do a deal to be like, hey, you have to do another project. So they're like, let's just do this one.
Maybe.
Because to me it seems wild that, like, because literally it just came out, like, Original Sin only came out, like, December of last year? And aired till about February-ish?
Almost springtime, I think. Because I feel like when we started discussing it, it was, like, close to springtime.
It was almost March?
Yeah.
I mean, that would make sense. And it's already July, and they had this show. And I mean, I get it. They probably had separate cast and crew doing work, but still. The fact they were able to produce 2 shows, like, relatively close together, like, there had to have been maybe a deal struck, but...
Yeah, could be.
That's not really important. But I think that'll do it for today's episode. I know we didn't cover everything, but there's always a lot to cover. But I mean, don't worry, we'll be in touch.
There will be a
people.
part 2 to this for sure.
We will be in touch.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything you're worried about or excited for the last little bit of the last 4 episodes, or?
Nothing so much that I'm worried for. It's just so much curious of how it's gonna play out. So, like I said, the biggest nitpick I had was probably just, I wasn't sure how the whole A-list celebrity serial killer club was gonna go, and if it was gonna take away from the story or not. And so far, like I said, it's been very interesting, especially for like some of the characters. But I'm glad they kind of like got rid of the first two that were maybe a little bit on the weaker side for stories, I guess. But yeah, it's been interesting. Like I said, I've been engaged the whole way. I'm like, let's go. This is awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just excited to see how it's going to end, and if it's like based off of the rumors that you're saying, if it's actually going to finally end after this, or are we going to have more seasons, right? Is there more story to tell is the question, right?
They'll find story to tell. They will find it. But yeah, let us know what you guys are thinking if you are watching Resurrection.
Yes.
Let us know in those comments down below. And consider leaving us a little likesy. And consider subscribing to two pretty cool gals, in my opinion. Jesus Christ. Anyways, everybody, watch all the content. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Monkey.
And slap.